live. Let's do the lives. Let's do the thing. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna do the thing. We're doing the thing. The thing has been done. It's been done. The thing has been done. The thing's been done. It's happening. It's happening. We're live. The live stream has happened. It's happening. Here we go. Here we go. We're doing it. We're doing the stuff. Josh, what's going on, dude? Connor, what up, dude? AstroTurf was popping, you guys. Doug, what up? Noti gang, let's go first. That's what I'm saying. All about it. Yo, my dude, how are you? Not too bad, Brandon. Not too bad. Not too bad. I ate way too much cheese before this. It's just that's gonna come back and haunt me. Nope, that's not going to be good later, but it was delicious. Let me say that. Brent, what's going on, dude? Logan, Joshua, let's. It's all good. It's all good, man. Nathan, yo. First, second, third, fourth. It's all same, right? I made it on time. That's what I'm saying. Welcome. Hey, how bad is that my STI hit a point or a 0.000? Damn. Well, what changed? What made this happen? Did you like reflash a tune on there? Did you change any parts? Did you get new gas? Did anything change? Or was it just like everything was normal and then just out of nowhere it was like boom, zero. Woo, what's going on? BDJ? What up, dude? Like it, folks. That's what I'm saying. Brent coming in here policing people up already. That's what's up. What's good? Death, how you doing, man? Cole, how's it going? Not too bad. Making some more progress on the STI on the garage. Getting some of the interior stuff put back in. I finally finished relooming all the wire in there. And let me tell you, that sucks. I've spent so much time stripping wire, relooming it, sorting it, going through it, removing it. There's been I'm so glad that body harness wiring is it's done at this point. It's just done. Austin, how you doing, man? Fracas? What up, dude? Your name's going to kill me if I try to say that. It's just going to be awful. Joe, how you doing, man? I got my MDX 555 Turbo, just breaking in my new motor for ProTune. Ooh, that's what's up. When's ProTune? How much power are we shooting for? We shooting for a lot of power? Yes, sir! Tanner, let's go. See, I'm all about it, Jordan. I'm all about it. 69th. Is that the 69th comment? There's no way that's 69th comment. Woo! What up, Pooty? I'm going with Pooty on that one. What about the trans? You leaving it stock? I'm leaving that thing stock till it grenades itself. I don't got money to build the trans right now, so that'll happen at some point later down the road. Building that trans, why are we not, focused on me? Focus. There we go. Building the trans in that car is going to be more expensive than probably building the engine was. And I don't got $10,000 to $12,000 right now to drop on a transmission. So we're going to send that thing until it blows up. Who knows? Maybe it won't blow up. Did I hear about the Subaru recalls? I saw the Subaru recalled what was it, 750,000, 900,000 cars or something like that. I didn't click on why they were recalled, only because the recall didn't really affect me. But it could affect Melanie's car. I have no idea. But I did see that. Subaru had to recall a ton of vehicles. 6-star brand, 6-cylinder gang A. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm all about it. What up, dude? Glad to be able to make it to the stream for the first time in a while. So stoked. How is the VA coming? Well, welcome. Welcome, my friend. It's coming along. Like I said, I learned today that fiberglass is inside of your headliner, and to not look directly up when you're putting your headliner in, or else you're going to get fiberglass in your mouth. Don't do that. Hey, everybody had a horrible week. I am sorry to hear, Ami. What's going on, man? A car wash sprayed water backwards for 5 minutes in the face. What? And my catback install sucked. It came with missing hardware, brand new. Missing hardware isn't that one's not a huge issue. The spraying water backwards, I'm kind of curious. The car wash was spraying you in the face? I don't understand that. Fox has become a... Fox, I thought you were already a member. What is this? Fox? Where you at? I'm calling you out, man. I thought you were already a member. That's what we like to hear on the EGs. That's what I'm saying. EG is going well. It's permanently installed. It's permanently mounted. Finishing up the last of the wiring, getting the interior put back together. There's a lot of stuff going on with that thing right now. What would you do with the scratch on the dash on my STI? It's incredibly annoying. Flock the dash. Take it out and flock it, and you won't see the scratch anymore. If it's actually a deep scratch into the plastic, I've never seen any like plastic repair stuff that actually works well enough to like repair a scratch dash or something like that. But if you come across anything, let me know because I'm curious. 0.000 Dam hit me out of the blue. Was driving to work and hit boost and Dam just dropped. It's back up now, but it scared the hell out of me. Could have just been a hiccup. If you're on like an OTS tune or a Pro Tune, sometimes you'll see hiccups like that every now and then. It's nothing to stress too much. If you started to see a ton of knock and your Dam went down to 0, at that point I'd be worried. But if your Dam just fluctuated down to 0 and then back up to 1, it was probably just a hiccup. I wouldn't stress too much about it. Only 400 wheel horsepower on stock motor WRX, but angle will be 700 with this new motor. Ooh! Shooting for some big power over there. 700, I'm all about it. I like it. I like it. I like where you're going with this. Are ID 1700X injectors too big for stock turbo? Yes. Or should I wait to get a bigger turbo? Yeah, so the issue you're going to run into when starting to run a larger injector like ID 1700s, ID 2000s, ID 2300s, is it starts to affect the idle the higher up you go in injector size, because whenever it comes to injector scaling, it becomes incredibly difficult to scale the injector properly, especially once they're like massive injectors, to idle properly. 1700s are way too big for stock turbo. For stock turbo, honestly, I would stay right at like 1050s. There's no need to go up to 1700s unless you're on like a larger turbo, you're running a lot of ethanol. Even like ID 1300s on pump gas alone will get you pretty far. ID 1700s, that's a big injector. Have I decided what the next project car is? Not yet. We are still a ways away from like that point. We're probably going to do another revision on the 05 STI before we grab a project car. Probably a built engine by that point with a rotated setup, and then snag a new project car. But it's still between like Nissan and Mazda right now for the two project cars. Just bought an old Mazda B series that's got some random wires hanging out. I have to figure out what they are. Where they go, all that stuff. Not looking forward to it. It's not that bad. It's not too bad to like source wiring. Just follow where it goes on both ends. See what it goes to. If you have to repair it, tuck it back up and away out of the danger zone if it's in a danger zone. But I mean, a couple wires, it's not too bad. I say it's not too bad only because of what I've been doing recently. But for someone who doesn't like go into wiring too much, I don't blame you. The recall's fair for Imprezas and Crosstreks because a bolt wasn't torqued right in the suspension. Are you kidding me? Like, what torque spec do they want it to be at? Have they had failures on? They have to have had failures on that. Like, what bolt would not be torqued right on the suspension? It could be like a subframe bolt. Could be like I mean, I guess some of them are pretty like important bolts, but personally, I never torque my suspension. Toit is toit. Speaking of headliner, do you have a video on how to remove it? I don't know. I don't know if I do or don't. I remember, did I film taking the headliner out? I don't remember if I filmed taking the headliner out. I don't think so. But if you are planning on taking the headliner out, you need to pop off the 4 like handles that you hold on to in the event of something serious happening. There's like all the light stuff up, like the map light, the dome light, all that stuff, which is 2 like Phillips head screws, super easy to get out. The sun visors come out. And then there's 3 pop clips in the back, and then it literally just like drops right down. So it's not too bad to do. Just don't get any fiberglass in your face. That sucks. I do plan to make bigger power soon. Current parts waiting to be installed: TGV 8mm spacers, IEG fuel line kit, Grimspeed up pipe and tile 44mm external wastegate, front mount intercooler, fuel pump, flex fuel sensor, and pressure sensor. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I mean for stock turbo 1700s, way too big. Am I going to be using titanium charge pipes? No, I am not. I'm not fancy enough for Jamie got it. I am not fancy enough for titanium charge pipes. No, I'm going to go with aluminum because it's cheaper and it gets the job done. I really have no need to go with titanium charge pipes. Whenever it comes to stuff like, whenever it comes to like stuff like that where it's like titanium, it looks crazy, it looks cool, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm personally not willing to spend an extra $400 on a part because it's titanium versus aluminum or steel. Like, unless it's something that has like significant weight savings there, I don't see the value in it. Xander, what's going on, dude? What up, Tanner? What do you think is the max horsepower I can get out of a 16G, like 330 crank? Depends on the 16G and I guess the rest of the supporting mods. I mean, some 16Gs will get up to, I don't know, like 340, 350, depending on what it is. But if you're shooting for a target horsepower number, keep in mind that when you're looking at turbos, generally the horsepower or the torque number, whatever number you're looking at, is typically given in crank versus wheel. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking for something that's trying to achieve 330, just keep in mind crank versus wheel when you're going through it. Eric, what's going on, dude? Appreciate you dropping by my live cast earlier today. Six Star Motorsports. Anytime. Normally I swing by there on Facebook and like poke and prod around. I had to go, what was it? What did I have to do? I had to jet out and go sell some tires earlier. I had some like old, what were they? They were like the 265 40s that I had hanging out in the back of the garage for like months now. Finally somebody bought them. $75 for a pair of 2 Bridgestone Potenza tire. Like, what were they? Potenza RE760 Sports? Someone got a screaming deal on those. $75 for both of them. Where we go? Hey Tanner, when are you gonna do a rotated setup? Well, we might do a revision on the 05 STI, pending how the RA blocks if I keep pushing it. I've been trying. Normally I'm like super strict on Perrin products, and I don't typically like Perrin products, but I've been like trying to source Perrin gauges for like 2 weeks now. They got discontinued at some point in the past like 2 years, I'm guessing, and I genuinely like their gauges, and that's like the one product that I like that they discontinued. So I've been trying to search those down. If not, I'm trying to find a backup gauge set for the 05 STI. I have the ATI triple gauge pod on the way. I at least want to run oil pressure, oil temp. I don't need water temp, but I need something to fill the third slot, so water temp might go on there. I mean, it's not like I need water temp. I can monitor it on the access port, or it's just on the dash of the car. But I've been trying to source these gauges, and they all just disappeared. It's stupid. Except for one company had them, but they still had them listed on their website as in stock, and then when I went to buy them, they just refunded me immediately. I was like, come on, man, just update the website. My dam dropped to 0.598 with no knock. Reset the ECU, and it's back to 1.0 on my 06 Pro Tune WRX. At that point, I mean, if you're just seeing like a miscellaneous dam drop like every just like an isolated event, resetting your ECU is a good way to force dam back to 1. Typically, I don't like to force dam back to 1 by resetting the ECU. It messes with ECU learning, and yes, the ECU will relearn as you're driving, but I just like to have as much information that the ECU can just learn off of versus just resetting it. But in events like that, it doesn't hurt to reset ECU learning. If it's a consistent thing where you reset ECU learning, dam drops, reset ECU learning, dam drops, then at that point, I'd be a little bit concerned, start digging around in the engine, try to see what you can find in there. But if it's just an isolated event like that, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Yo, happy Friday. Did you change out Matt's Grimspeed AOS in the Outback for the IAG one? I didn't do it. Matt did it. I helped him do it. I've been doing so many IAG AOS installs up at the mod garage. It's ridiculous. Like, I can knock out in like 45 minutes to an hour, I can get an IAG AOS knocked out at this point. So many of them have been coming through, but he got the Grimspeed one off of his car, got the IAG one on there. I'm personally not a huge fan of the Grimspeed IAG, or the Grimspeed AOS, IAG or Cobb, but Cobb is just a rebranded IAG one at that point, but not a huge fan of it. But yes, he did get it swapped out. Yeah, I'm running 1050s on 91s. That's what, you can make pretty good power on pump gas on 91, also with 1050s. I just recently figured out that you could adjust the idle and the access port on the STI. Is that something you would recommend? I mean, if you're having idle issues, or if you have a specific reason on why you want to adjust idle, I mean, go for it. You can. I never have any issues with idle, and I've never had to like bump it up or raise it down in the past. But you definitely can if you want to. I'm thinking of... Oh, dude, the cheese. I ate so many... For anyone who's been to Buffalo Wild Wings, we're getting off topic for a minute. It was like these cheese curds, the deep fried cheese curds. They were so good, but I ate way too many of them. My stomach just hates me now. Wouldn't recommend eating a whole box of those. I am thinking an upgraded pump, 550cc injectors, tune, new catback. How much horsepower can I expect? That's a very... Xander, I cannot give you a representation of how much horsepower you're going to make. I mean, that depends on turbo. The rest is it like all stock and all you're doing is a fuel pump, 550 injectors, and a catback? Is that all you're doing? Also, you're going to have to remind me of what the car is too, dude. I like space out on cars all the time. Car wash had a leaky gun, so I had to drive home. It was one of the self-service car washes. Gotcha. I thought it was like an automated one you were driving through, and somehow like water was spraying you in the face when you're going through that. So I had to drive home soaked, but I ordered extra gaskets for the NVIDIA R400, and I'm exhaustless. Open downpipe, I kind of like it. I wouldn't run that forever, but it does sound good. Adam, what's going on, dude? Still stock and still following all your builds. I appreciate it, my friend. What I missed? Not much. We're just kicking it, talking about how much cheese I ate, and, you know, just hanging out, answering some questions. I didn't find one. I'm like 90% through your videos. I have a YouTube problem, but you're my main YouTuber I watch. Hey, appreciate it, Ricky. Yeah, I don't think I have a dedicated video on how to remove the headliner, but if you just go in there and you just start pulling stuff off the headliner that looks like it's attached to the headliner, it'll pretty much just come right out. Why did my car shoot a tiny flame when in launch control? I got a video on it too. You probably just had a little bit of excess fuel that made its way into the exhaust, and then you just got a nice little blip of a little flame back there. I got 350 horsepower on a 16G and can do a lot more. Joe, tell me, what turbo do you have? Also, what dyno? Just out of curiosity. Like, horsepower is such it's not... I don't consider horsepower a good way to judge a car, just because like every dyno you go to is going to be calibrated differently. Dynojet, Mustang Dyno, all this other stuff. Like, yeah, the number's cool to get, but it's a little bit subjective. Alberto, what up, dude? Well, babe, the car needs a new alternator. LOL, is an FP Black safe for the stock motor, or should I just hoard parts until I build the motor? That depends, Brent. What motor do you have? Is it like the stock popsicle stick style EJ, or is it like an RA block? I mean, I'm using an OEM RA block with my FP Black. Thing's been doing wonders. Haven't had any issues with it at all. I had one dam drop event, but that was due to bad gas. As soon as I ran the tank dry, well, not dry, but as soon as I ran it down, filled it back up, dam went back up to 1. Aside from that, like, my car's been loving that FP Black, and it still has more in it. Plus, we're only making like 22 PSI on the full send tune, which I guess really isn't full send. We could full send it more, but I personally would say it's safe, but that really depends on how risky you're trying to get and what your definition of safe is. The car is catted too. I mean, hey, maybe you just got a little bit of excess fuel in there, my man. My TDO 516G is a Mitsubishi turbo from an early gen GC8. Woo, you get that from Japan? Japanese turbo over there? Isn't every turbo safe for a stock motor? I mean, yeah, technically, but if you have a larger turbo on there, who's really going to be like, yeah, just turn down the boost a whole bunch? There's no point in that. We want to party. We want to see all the boosts go through there. How much does tuning a car to around 700 cost? It depends. Like, typically the amount of power you make doesn't determine how much the tune's going to cost. What really determines the cost of the tune is how long the tune takes, how many maps you're doing, who the tuner is, and how much they charge. Typically for a pro tune, I think on the low end of pro tunes I've spent $500, and on the high end like $1,200. So it can definitely vary, and that was with the same tuner, but like the $1,200 tune was obviously, I think it was 3 maps, 2 or 3. That was our E85 flex fuel tune, and then on the cheaper end it was just like a pump gas stock turbo tune. It was easy one. Yos Media, bust out a freestyle. I know you're secretly a better rapper than Eminem himself. If you want all of my hidden tracks, go find my SoundCloud. It's all on there. I got the subframe for the 318 Ti. Rebuilding it. Fox. Yo, what up, Fox? Welcome, my man. Hey, Tanner, where did you get the idea for your logo? I love it so much. Honestly, I mean, you can't really see it. I mean, you guys seen it in videos. I don't know. I've always liked owls. I always like the simple designs. Also, I don't like going like crazy with like intricate, crazy stuff. I just like simple stuff, simple logos and like that. So, I mean, I just sat down in, what was it, Adobe Illustrator, having no idea how to do Adobe Illustrator, and all I could do was straight lines, and just designed it using straight lines. And then that's how we got it. And then it's just stuck around since then. Where did I just go? Took every day this week. Took every day this last week, but they were finally on the... Chris, that comment, like, throws me off. You're talking about the subframe, but that one just, like, whoo! Any thoughts on a built EJ205 for higher revs? I know people do it. I personally don't have any experience with it. There's a lot of information on that on Naziok. I know people have tested that in the past. I know people have done like EJ25 short blocks with EJ205 heads, just for like revving capabilities and whatnot. I would dig through those old forums. There's so much information on there. Also, Brent, appreciate the dono, man. Stock 2017 STI block. Thanks for always answering my questions. Here's to some taco hell. Woo, that'll also wreck my stomach. If it's a 2017 STI, that means you do not have the Type RA short block. Personally, I would not put an FP black on that car. You're just not going to use it to its full potential. I would go with something like an FP blue, a Cobb 20G, a Blausch 1.5 XTR, something along those lines. 400 wheel horsepower on my old 17 STI short block was just fine. Didn't have any issues with it. That was at 401 wheel horsepower if you want to count that extra one in there, but I really wouldn't push it past that. Yo, how's it going? I made it and I'm at work. Well, what's going on, Justin? How you doing, man? Deep fried cheesecake. Oh, I've had that before, and I have a problem with cheesecake. Every time Melanie and I get a cheesecake, she'll have like one piece of it, and then I will eat literally the rest of the cheesecake. I have a problem. Have some ginger. Hilda, calm your stomach from the Buffalo Wild Wings. I got a Truly. We got our stream Truly in here. What do we got tonight? Black cherry lemonade. Black cherry lemonade tonight. Freddie sells fried cheese. Oh, dude, they're so good. They're so good. Luckily, I can only order one serving. I'm putting an EG33 in my GC8. Ooh, another EG33. I'm all about it. For the first time, and I need to do head gaskets. I'm staying NA for a bit. Should I do head studs or not? If you're in there, but then yes, do head studs, 100%. Because if you're planning on making more boost, even if they're like 11mm head studs versus like 14mm, it's definitely going to help if you do decide to boost it later on. If you are looking for like head gasket stuff too, definitely check out Cometic. That's what I run in mine. That's what Outfront recommends for all their EG33 stuff. I think they do it for their EJ25 too, but... Woo! Just living the stock EJ life for the warranty. I gave up that warranty long ago. Is the 6-cylinder swap at the fab shop? Nope, not yet. I haven't even ordered the turbo yet because I'm trying to get pricing on the turbo and see what the turnaround time is on it. It's not... I have a suspicion that the turbo is going to have to... And I need to order the cage. I'm going to order the cage tonight. It's a weld-in cage, so we're going to customize it a little bit. But I have a feeling that turbo is probably going to take like 3 to 4 weeks to ship out to us. It's gonna have to be built by Precision because I'm ordering it with some very custom specifications for our application. So it's probably gonna take a while for the turbo to get here, unfortunately. What up, bro? Eating food and drinking a beer while watching. Well, cheers, Built LGT. Hey, I'm pulling my 2019 STI out of storage in 2 days. Why is it in storage? Been sitting for 8 months. I'm guessing nope. Why has it been sitting for 8 months? Fuel tank was full with gas preservative. How do I crank and build oil pressure? All right, so if you're going to be pulling it out of storage, you want to make sure you have like solid oil pressure. If it's been sitting for that long, I would change the oil before you go to start it. If you had any fuel vapor that was in your PCV system that may have gotten trapped in the oil pan, that gasoline vapor can start to erode the oil, so that way it's not going to lubricate properly. Personally, I would change the oil on the oil filter before doing it. Second, I also would probably pull the gas out of the tank. I know people have had like decent luck with like fuel preservative in like the past. But if it was me, I would drain the fuel tank, drain the oil, refill both of them, undo the crank position sensor, undo the fuel pump fuse, turn the car over a couple times, let it build oil pressure, probably turn it over, I don't know, 3 times for about 7 to 9 seconds each, just so you get some oil flowing through the system. Once you feel confident that you have oil pressure, reconnect up the crank position sensor, reconnect that fuel pump, and then just fire right up. Hey, what up? What's going on, my friend? Tomica Billet, TDO 516G, and okay, PRE. Eric's going to be tuning the EG33, hopefully. Last time I talked to him, they said they were down to. And it is a dyno jet down there. Matt got tuned by PRE also. Eric's a cool dude. My car is a 1992 WRX fully built closed deck. Got an HKS high power coming in. Ooh, that's a good exhaust right there. TDO 516G catalyst downpipe cold air intake. Upgraded rad and coolant res. Looking to get a power FC. Interesting. I don't see a lot of power FCs anymore. I see a lot of power FCs on like Nissans, like SR20s, RB20s, RB25s, that type of thing. But I don't typically see a lot of FCs, like power FCs. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a power commander. It's kind of like an access port, but it's not an access port. It's a very popular Japanese option to tune cars. I don't see a lot of those though. Weird statement to think about. Taxes are just yearly subscriptions to the U.S. I guess. I feel like we all pay a little bit too much taxes. What year is the best WX? I'm getting one soon. If you're looking for WX specifically, that's also a subjective question. If you want one with like better fuel economy, better low end power, very tuner friendly. I mean, they're all tuner friendly, but like very responsive to modification. The FA20 WX is a pretty good one. If you want one that's a little different, if you want one for styling, I would say styling wise, 11 to 14 WX. If you want like an OG, I'd probably get like like an 07 WX. But I mean, there's like different factors that go into what car to choose. EG33 swap is the dream. Thanks to this series, keep rocking it, bro. Hey, anytime. I'm glad people can vicariously live through me because this gets expensive quick. Hopefully all the stuff I'm doing helps answer some of the unknowns about doing the EG33 stuff, just because I know there's a big gray area with it. So hopefully we can help fill that in. I want to turbo my FRS. Do you have any turbo kit recommendations? Yes. So when we turboed the BRZ, when I had that car, I went with the MA Performance kit. I'm going to start off by saying I personally really liked their kit. What I didn't like was their customer service. If I were to do it again, I would 100% get JDL though. JDL makes awesome turbo kits for that platform. Check them out. They have like turbo specifications to like meet whatever goals you're looking for. You can get like the addition of like fuel injectors, all that other stuff. I would definitely do JDL if I were to do it again. Plus 1 horsepower, plus 90. How high is the EG33 going to rev? I don't know. I actually don't know. That's probably something that I should ask Jeremy down at Outfront, because I don't know what that car can rev to. Because we have 282, we have custom 282 cams in it. We have fully built heads at that point. They're ported. I don't know. I don't even know what the stock red line in that thing is. So I don't know. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to find that out because that's probably something that we should know. Pipe team? I do not understand, Sergio. Plan on doing an STI swap in my Hawkeye. Just curious if you know the average price on doing one. Are you doing like everything? Like an EJ257, transmission, differentials, hubs, brakes, like everything? Alone, a full drivetrain swap's probably going to run you around 4,000 to 5,000, depending on who you're buying it from, what generation you're buying it from. As for the engine, I mean, I don't really know what your game plan with that one is. If you're looking for like a drop-in like EJ257 that's like fully dressed, I see those go anywhere between like 3,500 and 4,000. So I mean, combine the totals anywhere between like 7,500, 8,000, 9,000, somewhere in that range. Plus labor if you're not going to be doing it yourself. So I mean, just keep that in mind. I got a question. Well, what up? What is a good horsepower to still drive as a daily, but still good horsepower numbers? It's completely subjective to your own personal opinion. I personally think that like 400 to 450 is like a good daily driver amount. Anything past that, you're just never going to use that power on the street. But I mean, your definition of what good horsepower numbers are going to completely differ from what mine are and what everyone else's are. Cobb AOS carb legal, asking for a friend. I have no idea. I know Cobb is in the process of trying to get carb certification for a lot of their parts right now, and they're doing pretty good with some of them. As for their AOS, I don't quite know if it's carb legal yet. I jump over on a Cobb's website, see if they have any updates on that one. Can't wait to get my hands on a WRX and learn more about the Boxer. That's what I'm saying. The best way to learn is to just get in there. Like I always say, the way that I learned how to do all of this stuff was having one car, and it was my 08 STI, and as I modified that car on a Sunday night at 10 p.m., and I was stuck trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing, I had, in the back of my mind, I was like, I have to go to work tomorrow. So I have to figure this out. It's the best way to learn. I mean, just get your hands in there. Is it stressful? 100%. Yeah, it's very stressful, but it's how I learned how to do all this stuff. Who want to see the cage? I don't have it yet. Dude, I have fiberglass in my nose right now. This is not okay. Ugh, it's so itchy. What up, dudes? I got some clunks in the rear end of my 03 WRX. Wondering if y'all have some recommendations on what to replace or fix. I'd start by looking at the sway bar and the end links. That would be my first go-to if you're hearing clunks in the back. If it's not that, then just start poking and prodding around back there. Maybe it's a loose bolt. Maybe you have a loose eccentric bolt for a tow arm or a tie rod, something back there, but that's where well, it's not even that. It's linkage. What do they call it? It's like linkage. They call it like specific linkage. I don't remember the name for it though. But I'd start with sway bar and end links. I have a 2002 STI. That's why I want to know good horsepower numbers. Like I said, completely subjective. Why did I choose Haltech over a Link ECU? Because the Haltech all right, so when it came to deciding on what ECU I was going to run in the car, we have to keep in mind that it's a newer car, which means it has a lot of CAN bus features. A lot of things are communicating with each other in that car. So I needed an ECU that would communicate well with the rest of the car. So we needed to have very good CAN bus support with the ECU. The Haltech is one of the best ones that I found out there that has CAN support versus some of the other ECUs. Like, yes, some of the other ECUs do support CAN, but the way that we're going to be using the Haltech, it's a really weird setup on what I plan on running in the car. So the stock ECU is going to stay in the car. That ECU is not coming out. The ECU has to stay in the car for immobilizer purposes and to be able to run a lot of the other functions in the car. Now, on Haltech, like Haltech has a ton of videos on this, and when it comes to wiring it in, they have like different types of wiring looms you can do. They have like a piggyback style, the like full race harness, what I got. The piggyback style would have been a little bit more suited for something like this if you're planning on doing an application where you're using a stock engine that came in the car. But since we're doing an engine swap, the Haltech is only going to run the engine, and it's very minorly going to speak with the stock ECU. The only time it's going to talk to the stock ECU is probably starting the car, turning it off. I think that's it. I think there's probably more that's going to go into it, and basic CAN communication between the stock ECU and the Haltech. But the stock ECU is going to run the dash. It's going to run all of the like OEM sensors in the car that I can find and just kind of communicate back and forth. So I got Haltech just because it's one of the better ones that communicates with the CAN system. Also, Gary, appreciate the dono, man. What's your next project? Loving the 17 Project S so far. So next project that I want to bring to the channel, I'm either looking at trying to find a somewhat budget-friendly 240SX. I really want an S13 hatch. I've always wanted one. I want to do an SR swap into an S13 hatch. I've been looking for like demolished FDs. Like, I'm not going to say demolished, but ones that need a lot of work to bring back. Typically, like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit like more on the expensive side for an FD, but I've always wanted an FD. Or I'm trying to find another R32. Not a GTR, but another GTST. So I used to have a 1993 GTST Type M. Absolutely loved the car. At the time, I just wasn't in a financial position to be able to, like, maintain and keep the car properly. And I was buying a house at the time, so I ended up just selling my old R32, and I've always missed that car. I absolutely love the way the RB20 sounds. It is one of the, I'm going to say it is the best six-cylinder, or the best inline six sounding engine I've ever heard. It's only a 2-liter, but it sounds so smooth. It sounds so smooth. So it's either going to be Nissan or Mazda that comes to the channel next. It's going to be one of those two. Have I checked out the rear diff? Oh, okay, that's for the clunking. Loving the content. Spent way too much time recently getting caught up on the 17 and 05. Hey, nothing wrong with that. We got a lot of stuff. There's so many videos that go into both of them. Budget-friendly 240. I know, no 240s are budget-friendly. If I could get like a 240 shell, I wouldn't mind rebuilding a 240. I think it'd be fun. I like the S13 hatches. I like them. A lot of people like the kooky front ends on the S14s. I don't know. S13 hatch. Something about them that I just love. The bushings on the diff seem solid. Will be replacing. Yo, I finally made it to alive. Welcome back, Gary. Hey, I had a question. Is it normal to hear a squeak noise when you depress the clutch after the car sits for a few days? Is this sitting like outside? I mean, you could get a little bit of surface rust sitting on like the clutch spring inside of the car if you left like a window crack down, something like that. But if you're hearing a squeaking noise, what year is the car also? Because if you're hearing a squeaking noise when you depress the clutch, it could be related to the firewall issue that Subarus have, where on some of the, what were they? They were like the 08 to 11s, I think, had the issue where the clutch pedal would crack the firewall over time. Subaru had a TSB out for it years ago, but they're not honoring the TSB anymore, from my understanding. And it's a lot of, like, the whole dash has to come out. They have to re-weld the firewall. It's a ton of work. I've seen people go to the extent of making like little brackets and like riveting the cracked area together so it stops flexing also. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's just a little bit of surface rust on it, but 2021 with only 700 miles. Oh, I wouldn't worry about it at all at that point. It's probably just still breaking in. I went 65 and a 25, and after I slowed down, a cop showed up, and I didn't have my license on me. Bro, why were you going 65 and a 25, first of all? Why are you going 65? And, like, don't get me wrong. I speed a little bit, but I don't go 65 and a 25. And why didn't you have your license? I don't know how it works in other states, but I know in Washington, sometimes it's worked. Like, I've gotten pulled over and I forgot my license before, but I was able to give him my driver's license number, and he was able to pull it up, and he was a nice enough cop to just, like, let me off with a warning. Bro, that's reckless driving, I think, at that point, depending on what state you're in. Was it 35 over? No, 15. Was it 25 over is considered reckless driving? I don't know. Yeah, engine and trans, Justin. Okay, engine and trans. Yeah, you're probably looking at like $8,000 to $9,000 for like everything if you were just trying to get like a drop-in setup. Have I ever used the Chemical Guys Swift Wipe Waterless Wash? That is a tongue twist. Swift Wipe Waterless Wash. Swift Wipe Waterless Wash. Swift Wipe Waterless Wash. Okay, I guess it's not that bad. I haven't personally used it. I've never even heard of it. Just tried it today on my 07 Forester Daily and was impressed with the results. I will have to give it a try. I like Chemical Guys stuff. The thrill was amazing. Jesus. Am I going to hide the Haltech display to remain? Yes. So the Haltech is going to be, actually, that's what I'm doing right after this live stream, is I'm getting the Haltech mounted up in its position. I got the battery mounted. I got the rest of the wire loom, the headliner, and some other stuff. But right after this stream is actually what I'm doing, is I'm getting the Haltech mounted in its location. It's going to be inside of the glove box, so it's accessible, so that way if we need to tune the car, the tuner can easily get access to it. If we need to get access to the fuse box for it, we can easily do that. But it's going to be inconspicuous. You're not going to see the Haltech unless you open up the glove box and you can, like, notice it's right there. I gotta go. Peace. Love your channel. Keep chooching. Hey, appreciate it, Justin. What's advice for a road trip of about 1,500 miles with my 19WRX running on OFT, off-the-shelf tune from Cobb and 91 octane? You should be totally fine, to be honest. Off-the-shelf tunes or OTS tunes, whenever you're driving like cross-country, you're pretty much going to be all right. Just keep it on a 91 octane tune, depending on where you go, because I know some areas don't have 93. Some areas have 91. Enjoy the road trip. Enjoy the drive. I've done, what was that? I think the longest road trip I did was 2,700 miles from Louisiana back up to Washington. Did it in like 2 days. It was stupid fast, but don't get pulled out. Or don't get pulled out. Jeez, don't get pulled over. Enjoy the drive and have fun. So I hear some say closed deck built blocks aren't good to run as a daily, but others, honestly, I mean, I've also heard both ends of it. Personally, keep in mind that a built closed deck engine is not going to give you longevity, reliability that you get out of an OEM one. Just keep that in mind. Like, built blocks are made to handle power. You're going to go through a built block quicker than you would like an OEM block if you're just shooting for like longevity of the engine. I don't think it's necessarily bad to run as a daily. I've seen plenty of people run built closed deck blocks as dailies, no problem. But the lifespan of them is not comparable to an OEM block. Just remember that. What's the first mod I should do in my new STI besides window tint and exhaust? Air oil separator if you don't mind, voiding the warranty if you do have a warranty. Cylinder 4 cooling mod if you want a little bit better like driver feedback modifications, a carboy short shifter, a pitch stop, trans mount, that kind of stuff. That's all stuff that I like to do, is I like to get those driver feedback mods knocked out first. Ayo! It's the Subaru Show with your host, Tanner. Hey, I played my favorite game again today. Of Where's That Part? Trying to find like a mirror cap. Never found it. That's gone. Gotta order one of those now. Well, that's my favorite game. Am I gonna blow my head gasket? I don't know, Joseph. Was that in relation to another comment, or is that just a random question? What are the first mods I should do before building power on a WRX? I'm shooting for 500 to 600. Reliability mods. Always, always, always do the reliability mods first before you ever try to shoot for power. Keeping the engine healthy is what's really going to make the engine last longest. Like, if it's an EJ based one, obviously IAG AOS or whatever AOS you want to get. Cylinder 4 cooling mod, larger radiator, fluid damper is not a bad one to add on there either. Knock out all those first and then start making power. Regarding doing it yourself, I agree. I'm still a total noob, but I've done all of my own mods and know how to do general maintenance just by doing it. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you learn how the car works when it comes to like doing your own modifications, taking the time to learn how it all works. That's why I reverse engineer anything that I don't know. Like, when I first started doing the wiring on the 17 STI, No idea what any of that harness did. No idea where any of the wires went. But I learned by like taking apart everything, being like, this wire goes to this. I don't need that anymore. I can pull that out. This one goes here. It's just reverse engineering. Just take the time to like learn how the like entire system works, and it's really not that bad. This is getting weird up here. It's getting weird up here. It's getting weird up here. Sorry, Alex, I put you in timeout, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, I put you in timeout, dude. Oh no, I put the wrong person in timeout. Oh no, I did not mean to. Please accept my dearest apologies, Cathadian. I did not. Can I undo that? Can I undo? I can't. Can I not undo it? Oh no, I feel so bad now. I did not mean to do that. I can't I can't do it. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to put you in timeout, Cathadian. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. That was a total accident. Oh, I feel so bad now. I did not mean to. I clicked on the wrong one. I'm sorry. Broderick, I appreciate the dono. Do I need a tune for a set of aftermarket parent headers for an FA20 2017 base? Yes, you do. You will need a base tune at least. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so caught up on that now. I did not mean to. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I promise. Buddy just sold his S13 SR20 swap. Well, I don't have. I wish I could get one right now. I don't have the funds to get one right now. The 17 STI is just like chooching up all the money. Got a Cobb port. Got a Cobb port. I'm guessing 3-port boost controller. Already on stage 1. I'm loving it, but I noticed my fog lights just stopped working. Not sure if I was the port. I'm not sure. I'm not. But never heard of this happening. What? But I noticed my fog lights just stopped. Your fog lights stopped working when you installed a 3-port. I would suspect that it's Omni. Don't judge me. It was an accident. Where did I just go? If the fog lights just stopped working, that would be a totally separate issue from you swapping out a boost controller. You're the most friendly and knowledgeable YouTuber I know. Here's a noob question. Do I need a tune for... Yes, we answered that one. Yes. Will I ever build a Legacy? Will you ever build the Legacy GT and or an FXT? I would love to do a Forester XT at some point. The Legacy GT, that is Matt's project. I think he's covering that one on his channel. But it's not my car, so I'm not going to funnel money into it. No offense, Matt, if you're watching this, I'd love to. But I'm not paying for parts on mittens. When do you think the STI will be done? My goal is to have the STI done by the end of summer or midsummer. I don't know. The turbo is going to be 4 weeks. What is today? What is the date today? April 23rd. What, we have 8 days left in April. The turbo, I'd probably order it hopefully next week. 4-week lead time on that. That would probably put us early June is when it would go to the fabricator. Be at the fabricator 2 to 3 weeks. I'd have to finish wiring everything in. August, September maybe. There is so much that still needs to be done on that car, and I can only do so much at a time. My goal is just by the end of summer. 2011 WRX with apparently slow external head gasket leak. Found your videos. Researching again. Enjoy the channel. Hey, hopefully you get that head gasket issue taken care of. Cody, late but made it. Cathadian, I can see message deleted by Media. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know if it kicked you from the live stream or not, but I feel so bad, man. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. It's Chatathan. I feel so bad. Chatathan has said such wholesome comments. I know. I feel so bad. Don't rub it in, okay? I didn't mean to. I can't undo it. It's just put user in timeout, so I just think he can't type. So I'm so sorry, chat. If you see this, hopefully it like lets you start doing it again. I meant to put Alex in timeout, and the comments were right next to each other, and I didn't mean to, and I just feel like an asshole now. 20. My next ride might be a 370Z, but kind of excited about the 4. I love the 400Z. If I could afford a 400Z, I would totally get a 400Z. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I got a buddy who's selling his 240SX for only 8K. Needs some work, but not too much. I don't have the monies right now. After the STI, I'd probably be looking at buying a 240 in end of September. What's after September? October? End of September, early October, sometime around then. Trying to find a good shop in Massachusetts and figure out I need a machine head block and if I should buy a new short block, mild built block, or just new gaskets in. Trying to find a good machine shop. Honestly, if it were me, I mean, I would if your block's good, just repair it and go from there. If you're shooting for more power, obviously at that point swap the block. But small dog's sleeping. At that point, if it's a good block and you're not shooting for a ton of power, just replace the gaskets. Just curious, I know so many people want those JDM STI mirrors. I was actually able to snag a spare set. I have a backup. Would you want to do some kind of thing to offer for folks? I mean, how did you get 2 of them? How did you get 2 sets of those? These things are discontinued and hard to come by. I'm not going to take your mirrors, man. Keep your mirrors. Sell your mirrors if you want to sell them. But, I mean, if anyone else wants to buy them, Rose Puppy's got a set for sale. Hey, Tanner. Hope you're doing good, man. I'm doing great. My fine knock learn is ignoring me. Negative 2.45 under 2,500 RPM. Not feedback. Don't worry about it. Negative 2.45. Totally normal number. Rip Chad. Stop. Stop, dude. Joshua, you make me feel like even worse, dude. I'm waiting for Chad to come back in. I feel so bad about that. Chad, if you ever see this message, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my friend. I really didn't mean to. Negative 2.45, totally normal feedback. Stop with the poor Chad comments, alright? I know! I messed up. I didn't mean to. CS Gray, what's going on, dude? Sup, Tanner? Just got done installing roof racks and a brass shifter bushing. What a pain in the ass that thing was. I wanted to throw in my Cobb shift plate, but I was so out of it. I totally don't blame you. I mean, I've gotten to the point before where I've done a handful of modifications, and then I'm like, I just don't want to do any more today. I'll do them a different time. But I mean, you got some good progress right there. I remember my first time doing the brass shifter bushing. It's not enjoyable to do. Also, safety off. Appreciate the dono, man. I caught you live. What's going on, dude? So happy to watch you bite bullets and come out on top. I got a new 21 STI, and man, breaking it in is so stiff on first and second. I totally feel it, dude. Once you get past that 1,000-mile interval and it's actually like broken in, it is so much fun. Appreciate the dono, my man, and I'll always here for you guys. Thoughts about the Evo X? Personally, not a huge fan of the interior on the Evo X. I like the 4B11, but the interior just is a huge turnoff for me. Rip Chad 2021 to 2021. Rip Chad, we miss Chad. Rip, we all knew him, so press F for Chad. You know, I can get behind that. Chad, if you see this, I don't know if you can see this. Hold up. Chad, if you see this, know my dearest, sincerest apologies, my friend. You should turn your 17 STI into a wilderness build and lift that birch. Poor Chad. Sad day for him. You should buy him a beer. I will sit. Sorry, Chad. Poor Chad. Chad, I'm so sorry. Wilderness build, I don't. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. He's back, Chad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my friend. He's back. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad about that. He's back. Thank you. Okay, I don't know how long the timeout actually lasts. Whenever I'm looking at it on my screen, it's like totally off. Like the 3 little dots to like put someone in timeout are like way off to the right. Chad has risen from the dead. Welcome back, Chad. I'm so sorry, my friend. A wilderness edition of that car would be cool, but maybe on a different platform. That one out there, it's gonna be used at the track quite a bit. So having that thing like super high up off the ground might be a little bit impractical. F for Chad. Thank you. Timeout. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know how long timeout lasts. You should have done it to Nick. Nick didn't do anything to us. Nick cleared his name. All good, my dude. Accidents happen. All right, back on schedule. Back on track up here. Where did I just go? Trying to find a good shop in Massachusetts and figure out if I need a machine shop, head block. And okay, we talked about that one already. Cody. That was my mess up for tonight. Thanks for the great content, man. Been inspired to get it hands on. So that's what I'm talking about. Plumber, welcome, man. Appreciate the dono, Plumber. How you doing, man? You've been here the whole time and hiding in the shadows, Plumber. You've been hiding in the shadows, haven't you? Hiding in the shadows out there. Good guy, Chad. See, that's what I'm saying. Hey, Tanner, what's going on, Snipe Shock? Hope you're doing good, man. My fine knock learn. Okay, we talked about that one. Yeah, negative 2.45, totally normal. Have I ever checked out iWire? I have. I actually talked with iWire. iWire said they wanted nothing to do with this project when I initially talked to them. So we are totally on our own for that one. But honestly, we've made a lot of solid progress on our own, and I really don't think we need iWire's help. I think the hardest part of this wiring situation is going to be getting the Haltech just to communicate with the stock ECU. But I have full confidence that it'll work. How much power am I going for on the H6? That's a good question because it changes all the time. So the block is rated for 1,200 horsepower. The turbo I'm getting is rated for 1,100 horsepower. I'm going to step this car up in intervals because I've never had a car. Technically, the fastest car I've had was my old Maserati, but I don't really count that because I only had it for like 2 weeks. So technically, the fastest car that I've had is the 05 STI 450 wheel horsepower. I'm going to take the car up in intervals so that way I can get used to it, so that way I don't do anything stupid with it. So the first tune iteration is going to be the break-in tune for the car. It's just going to be so that way we can drive the car, get the engine broken in. After the motor's broken in, then we're going to take it back down to the tuner. We're going to do like our first iteration of power pulls with the Precision 6870. I'm probably going to have him cap the first couple pulls and the tune. We're going to do it in step-up tune. So the first tune is going to be set to probably, I don't know, 600 wheel horsepower. Then we're going to have a stepped up version at like 850 horsepower. And then we'll have the stepped up version all the way at full chooch, which I'm guessing with that Precision 6870 will probably be around 1,000 to 1,050. Once I get used to being able to handle the car at those power intervals, we'll swap out the Precision 6870 and go with the 7165, I think was the other turbo that I was looking at. So we're going to be stepping it up in intervals, but I don't want to go full send with the EG33 right away because A, that's a lot of power to get you. That's a 600 horsepower power increase over what I'm currently used to. And A, that would just be dangerous. That would be dangerous of me to do that. So we'll get there. It's going to take a little bit of time. Connor, Chad is your man. That's what I'm saying. Can we hear it? Yes, we can. Chad is your man. Can we hear it? Yes, we can. I'm all about it. All about it. All about it. Chad's a good guy. Chad's a good guy. The thrill was amazing. Oh my god. Got 2 questions. Is a 2010 328i BMW reliable as a first car? And is the N52 engine somewhat tunable? The N50, I know some people who have N52s. A couple of my buddies at BMWs. I actually want a BMW. I want an older M3 really bad. But those things are also just like crazy expensive. I wouldn't mind getting a 338i. And I really like the newer M3s. But those things are like seriously expensive. Maybe one day I can get one. But yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, a 328i, from what I know, and I am no BMW expert, has been a fairly reliable car for my friends who actually have had them or have them currently. As for the N52 being somewhat tunable, I believe it is. Once again, I'm not a BMW like expert, so I cannot confirm on that one. Hey Tanner, have an interview with Subaru for a tech position on Monday. Congrats, wish me luck, good luck, my friend. Taking the STI swap bug eye to my interview. You know, I remember I had an interview at Subaru a while ago, and when I interviewed there, I talked to them. They were asking me all these questions. I can easily answer any question that they were throwing at me, but I was told that I didn't get the job. It was a sales position at Subaru. I was told that they wouldn't hire me because I knew too much. I don't know if that's like applicable to all dealership style places. I was like, how do I know too much to like have the job? Good luck on the interview. Hopefully you get the job, my man. Hopefully they pay you like extraneous amounts. You can keep building that bug eye. I felt like a race car driver. Oh, Zekai, come on, man. I think I bought a water-damaged STI, honestly. Quite a bit of low-voltage code stuck with a P2090 at the moment. That is not fun. Like, I've been doing a ton of wiring, but, like, wet, soggy wiring, no thanks. No thanks. That's not for me. I would just replace all electronics in the car at that point. In the desert, expect 89 at its highest. Ooh, that's not good gas. I want an RS3 bad. What was it? What was the one? Hold up. I gotta find this car now. Hold up. Let me pull up screen share. I gotta pull up the screen shares. That's not what I wanted to click on. There we go. Window capture. What is the car I'm thinking of right now? I know it's an Audi V8 wagon. I know that much. What is the car? RS6 Avant? Is that what I'm thinking of? I think it is. Audi RS6 Avant. I've wanted this. I want this. I want this so bad for some reason. I don't know why, but I absolutely love this thing. If I could ever get an Audi, it would be this because A, I like wagons, B, it would be an awesome wagon, and C, that thing would be fun as hell to play with. Fun as hell. I'd be all about it. All about it one day. Not today, not tomorrow, but one day. This is the Tuesday night stream. Oh, I didn't update the description. I do apologize, Roast Puppy. I do apologize. I do apologize on that one. An RS3 would be fun, though. I'm about to get a 2020 WRX tomorrow. Congrats, my friend. What are some tips for first Subi owners? Honestly, learn the car. I mean, I've got so many videos on the channel going over like what to look for and what to keep in mind when buying the cars, what first modification should be, how to like enjoy the, like obviously you're going to enjoy the car however you want to enjoy the car, but honestly just get used to it. Just get used to the car. A couple of first suggestions for modifications on the WRX would be like drivetrain modifications like a boom short throw shifter, shift stop, brass shifter bushing really cleans up how the transmission feels. I'm not a huge fan of the WRX transmission, but you can make it feel pretty good. RS4 Avant is sick as well. See, that's what I'm saying. Best live chat. That's what I'm saying, Josh. Partying in here. Partying. We're kicking it. We're hanging out. What time is it right now? Because I still have to film. 7:30? We'll go for a little bit longer. Anyone else spend so long looking for a tool you forgot what you needed it for? Yes. I have. I actually have. You should get an Ariel Atom 4. How much do those go for, though? I feel like those are, like, stupid expensive. How much is an Ariel Atom 4? Ariel Atom 4 for sale. Can you even buy what? How am I gonna afford that? How am I gonna afford that, Connor? RS6 Avants are super sick. That's what I'm saying. I've wanted an Audi wagon for so long. What are your total feedback driver mod lists for 17 STI? Stainless steel brake lines, cartboy short shifter, shifter bushings, master cylinder brace. I'm trying to like shoot these off. Pitch stop mount, transmission mount, a couple of them to get you started. I actually have I have a video for driver feedback mods. Go check that one out too. Also, next gen STI S4. I don't think it will. I don't think the next one's going to have. I don't think the next gen STI is going to have 400 wheel horsepower. I think it's going to be more around like 350 crank horsepower. But we'll see. We'll see. What are the differences between the EJ205 and 207? The 207 has a semi-closed deck block. I believe the heads on them are slightly different. Aside from that, like those are a couple quick ones that come to mind. I'm trying to like power shoot through questions here. When I got an 18 WRX, I told my dad I'm gonna purposely blow the head gasket. Why? How? How do you purposely? I mean, actually, don't answer that because I already know. Bro, we got 95 people watching. What's with the 47 likes? Hit that ish. CS Gray coming in here policing people up. I'm all about it. All about it. I learned to work on cars from who? Oh, Chilton Manuals. I gotcha. What's the best mod in your opinion for under $300 on an FAWRX, including engine mods? The best modification for an FA20WX, if I had under $300 to do it, 100% a Boomba short throw shifter. That alone changes the driver feel in the car so much that it's incredible. I mean, if that's personal preference, like I said, I love driver feedback mods. If I could strictly do those ones first, I'm doing those ones first. Also, Nick, appreciate the dono, man. What I missed? Not much. Been kicking it. Starts at 80K. Yeah, it's out of my budget also, Connor. Also, Connor, appreciate the dono, my friend. Yeah, we just been kicking it, man. Just been kicking it, talking about how I ate too much cheese, how I accidentally put Chad in timeout. Oh, 300 seconds, so it is 5 minutes. Interesting. Hey, it's... Oh, dude, I'm going to butcher your name, and I'm so sorry. Mikhail? Is that one right? Did I get that right? From Vancouver, Canada. Haven't started building my JDM Forester STI yet, as I'm still working on my JDM. What is that? Vehicross? Look it up if you don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But now I'm curious, and I am going to look it up, because now I want to know. Because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. That's cool. That thing's cool. I didn't even know. What it looks like a weird Pontiac Aztec that's been built for off-road use only. I've never even heard of this before. They have a Hot Wheels of it. Is that Doug DeMiro? What up, Doug? What up, Dougie Doug? You want to be my Doug? You can be my Doug. Be yo Doug. That's such an interesting car. I didn't even know that was a thing. That thing's cool though. Connor, where is Matt at? Matt should be pulling the engine out of Mittens right now, but I don't know if he is or isn't. Dude, LOL. Dude, on me. There were only about 1,800 of them made in Japan right-hand drive. Always love your videos. Always watch them. Hey, appreciate it, my friend. I'm watching this one in my garage right now, working on my... Is it Vehicross? Am I pronouncing that properly? That's a cool-looking car. I didn't even know that was a thing. Broderick, thanks, Tanner. Love the projects. Hey, anytime. Mickey Mouse wiring. Chad had such wholesome comments. I know we're back. We back, though. Chad's back. Hey, I made it for the live chat. What up, Smeedy? I'm gathering more parts for the engine build on my Bug Eye wagon. I got a fluid damper, crank, pulley, and a cylinder 4 cooling mod on the way. Both of those very good modifications. I love the fluid damper. I run them on both cars. A lot. Fluid amper, not fluid damper, because I got in trouble for saying that. Hey man, I'm looking into buying a 2018 STI. Already built with the proper mods and tuned. Only thing is the R400 is too loud for my neighbors. If I swap for a Q300, will it need to be retuned? You will not need to retune it for a Q300. Catback exhausts, you could put any catback you want on that car after it's been pro-tuned. It's not really going to affect anything. May have missed this, but are you planning on driving the 17 STI on the street still? It will be driven on the street, yes. That is why I am going to the extent of doing a full roll cage, full harness bars. We're having like actual seats. We're having like real harnesses. We have safety equipment. I'm working with a manufacturer who's providing us with safety equipment for the car in the next couple of, hopefully, I think weeks. They're super backed up on orders right now, so I mean, I told them it's not a huge rush. But yeah, safety is a big concern and like high up on the list for me since I removed the entire SRS system and every airbag out of that car. But it will be driven on the street. We are just going to have all of the proper safety equipment in that thing. Plus, could you think about it? If we had a full roll cage in that car, and we got in an accident, do you know how terrifying it would be to have a side curtain airbag go off with a roll cage right there? I'd probably poop my pants. That would probably cause me to poop my pants. I found an abandoned 0405 Blob-Eye STI. Save it. I don't even need to hear anymore. Go buy it, Broderick. Go save it. Get it back on the road. I'm going to see if I can scoop it up and use your video as a pathway. It looks modded already as well. It's been sitting for a few years, though. Expect a lot of stuff to be replaced if it's been sitting for a few years, but save that thing. Go save that Blob-Eye, man. Save the blobs. Save all the blobs. Am I excited for the 2022 STI? To be honest, no, not really. It's just not something that's really like... I love Subarus. I've loved Subarus for years. I've had a plethora of Subarus, but I'm not really all that excited for the new STI to come out. Like, I have a feeling... It's overhyped for what it's actually going to be for when Subaru does release specs. There have been so many rumors going around the new STI that it just isn't going to live up to everyone's expectations. I could totally be proven wrong, and I hope that I am, but it's not something that I am like, I need to go buy this car as soon as it comes out. I need to go pre-order one. It's not my cup of tea. It might be my cup of tea, but right now it's not my cup of tea. Hey, do you think 13 PSI is a low oil pressure at idle? What is your 5W40? Should I switch to... No, I would not switch to 5W50. 13 PSI at idle. I mean, you could try... 13 PSI at idle is kind of low. Personally, I'd like to see around 20. You already bumped up to 5W40. I wouldn't go up to 5W50. It's a little low, but it's not concerning low. I'll just put it that way. What are my thoughts about Radium Engineering? I like Radium. I love their products. What I don't like about Radium is their install instructions. That's just they're decent install instructions. I've used some of them in the past where it's like where do I put this? It's not mentioned in the instructions. But I love Radium. I have their dual fuel pumps set up in the 17 STI. We have two Walbrio 450s in there with their hanger basket goodness. It's a great product. I have a set of JDM mirrors. See, those JDM mirrors are good. Watching the JP auctions hardcore right when they become impossible to find. That's what I'm saying. Have you heard of Drift Office in Auburn, Washington? Are they good? I have heard of Drift Office. I've talked to them before. Personally, not a huge fan for some reasons. Just went out my dealings of talking with the owner. Probably won't ever take my cars there. I've heard people have had good tunes there, but the attitude that I received and the demeanor from the owner just kind of put me off to the point where I was like, I'm just not going to go. My fine knock learn has unlearned the negative 2.4. Oh, okay, it's unlearned it. Well, that's good then. That is good. Do I ever take my builds to any meetups? I live in Washington and would totally love to see them in person. I never even know when meets happen. So I'd never go to them because I never know if they're happening, when they're happening, where they're happening, or anything like that. Or even if it's a meet, because half the time these meets turn into like these stupid like parking lot takeovers or like intersection takeovers or whatnot. It's not something that I really associate myself with or something I want to be a part of. So I rarely ever know when meets are actually happening. But we've been going for a little over an hour. I have to go continue working on the 17 STI to give you guys a video for tomorrow. But if I didn't get to your guys' question tonight, I do apologize. Please feel free to jump in the next live stream. The earlier you get in, the easier it's going to be for me to get to your question. Always appreciate the donos, you guys. You guys come in every single time and kill it every single live stream. But I got to go sort through some more wiring. I got to finish putting this thing back together, and I think Matt might need a little bit of help pulling the engine out of Mittens. So with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your guys' weekends, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. Is that? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, anyways, with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Woo!